Hello and welcome indeed to Oz by Drone. I'm Greg. And that's a freeze frame of John. It couldn't happen at a better time. This is Oz by Drone by the seat of our pants and our birthday today. John Morrison is our regular co-host, and as you can see, he's there in the shot, but he's in the shot at an airport. So he's doing some aviation stuff today. But just at that crucial moment when the show was due to start, we had the internet breakdown, and unfortunately he's frozen there. But while we're waiting for him to get unfrozen, let me just say that this is our birthday today. This is a birthday celebration from, 1 year ago that we started doing these live shows. And, I was inspired by someone who will be on a little bit later as our guest. But before we do anything else, I said it's our birthday, so let's just play the birthday song. And the audio is not working. Could that have gone any better? There is some really cool music that goes with this. Technology is a wonderful thing. To my producer, click on the speaker icon on the top up there and make sure it's going to, don't know why it's not working. There was some really cool audio to go with that. No, I don't know why it is. Doesn't matter. Next week, we'll work it out. Happy birthday to us anyway, and happy birthday to John, who's now turned into a question mark. So it's a good way to start. But we do have some other good news for you. We've got a couple of photos of some things that we're going to quickly put up on the screen. Let's put up the first photo. So we've got a new logo, which you may see in the chat room, that looks a little bit like that. That's our new logo that we're using as of today, and coming along with that in the very near future, Oz by Drone hats. And we've have some Oz by Drone t-shirts and even Oz by Drone coffee mugs. These don't physically exist. They're currently only pictures only, but they're coming real soon. And I just heard John is back. Hello, Johnny.
Yay, how you going, guys? Actually, you can see we're about a huge week. It's great to be here anyway. Nice. I just saw our new hats and new mugs.
Yeah.
I can see another mug in the background there, but he's not on yet, is he?
There's another mug that's coming soon. We'll get to the other mug later.
Oh, that's good. Well, today...
But speaking of mugs, you said you've got a music gig today, but you're a drummer.
Yeah, that's
right.
Chish. Chish. Exactly. Well, we're going to find some musicians somewhere. And you know what I thought? I have a great thing today. If you hang on, at one point, I'm going to put my iPad through the X-ray machine, of course, to get to the other side of the airport. And perhaps I can leave it on live and you guys can all take like a lying down trip through the security. So, right, Ken's going, big thumbs up here. Absolutely. That's going to be great. So stay tuned. I'm going to take you all the way onto the airplane today. As we go through the airport, but looking forward to some great news. Greg, I'm really excited to hear about all of your dealings with our shoot down. I hope you're going to give us an update of that today too, because that'll be great.
We got a little bit of an update. So let's, before we do anything else, go to the news. As always, I do want to first of all call out and say thanks to Jeff Sills. Jeff does some great work putting together the news site. And our first clip today is all about koalas. Nothing more Australian than koalas. Now, again, apologies for the audio. We've got a challenge there. Drones have become, researchers in Australia have developed a fast, reliable way to count koalas using drones. Now, I might mute John if I can over there while he's...
I can do that. I can do that.
Okay. To count koalas using drones by flying unmanned aerial vehicles equipped with infrared imaging, a team from the Queensland University of Technology can spot marsupials even under the cover of eucalyptus trees where they live. Really cool, and it's just good to see something. There's nothing more Australian than a koala, and there's nothing more interesting than, matching the Australianness of a drone and a koala, putting the two together. I think that's really cool. Queensland University of Technology. How many drones does it take to detect a drummer? He's on mute. See, the drone's detecting the drummer. They've got a music detector. It's not thermal imaging. They've got a musician detector, and therefore they couldn't find the drummer. And he's still on mute. Okay, we're having fun today on our birthday.
Here I am. So I'm about to go through. You hang on to this, right? Here we go. Hang on, you go off audio, but I'll send you through. Stand by.
So I'm going to leave you on full screen. We'll go full screen to John's camera. And while that happens, I might see if I can fix the audio for any other videos that we got later. And can you put shot E2 on so Ken can chat while I go and fix up the audio? Hey, Ken.
Hey, I'm here.
So Ken can talk and have some good jokes about the audio, the X-ray machine, while I try and fix the video audio. I'll be back.
Man, this is a first for me. I think this is a great idea to go riding through. Now, this is going to be an X-ray. Is that right, John? I guess maybe he can't hear. He's disconnected his earplug. Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to go through the X-ray. I'm curious to see whether or not the actual X-rays will affect the stream. This might be the first time this has ever been attempted. I hope he remembers to face it up. That is quite the goatee hat combination there. The airport you're looking at right now may look familiar to some of you because I know I've seen it on Australian Border Patrol shows. I love it when people try to bring their contraband through and the security of the people catch them. So I guess we're about to go through this thing. This is great. I could watch an entire channel of riding through security machines. Hey, Mel. We got 400 AGL watching. We got Mothman 46. We got Zeb Meat. Who else we got? Stan Cook. Hey, Stan.
Okay.
I'm looking at the chat, but it's on a lag. So here we go. I guess we're going to take a ride.
I've given up on trying to get the audio working today.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, the wonders of technology.
Okay, what audio are we missing?
This is later on. We've got some video files that I'm playing, and there's no audio coming from any of the videos today.
Oh, well, that's all right. If you want to show them, I'll just go ahead and hum a tune.
Well, I had an alternate version of Happy Birthday.
Ah.
Any body spray, man? Body spray.
All right, so I guess we're about to.
Body spray.
Hey, do they still make you take your shoes off in the airport anymore?
Not so much in Australia, no.
Wow.
They may, but overseas.
Take off his watch and everything?
You got to take off your watch if it's metal, yeah, because it'll set off the metal detectors.
Wow.
Here we go.
All right, man, this is exciting. See, to anyone else, it looks like John is just talking to the X-ray machine.
Well, John talks to all sorts of things. Usually they don't talk back, though, unfortunately. I've seen him doing it many times.
I hope he's got us muted so that we're not all talking as we're going through the machine.
We can talk to the X-ray machine. Have you got a song for X-ray?
Oh, a song for X-ray? Man, I don't. Anyone in the chat have any suggestions?
Mr. X-ray, you're so transparent.
I see right through you.
Body spray. Body spray.
Body spray, body spray.
Is that what he was saying? Body spray?
Yeah.
All right.
And the hat.
It's frozen up on my rendezvous here.
It's still going, John's.
Okay. I'm watching the stream.
Yeah.
on a different device. This is quite the angle. I mean, not every. This isn't a flattering angle for most men, but John really pulls it off.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. A couple of minutes before the show, John was still driving in his car trying to get to the airport. And the positive note is that he was late getting to the airport, but the plane that he's catching is running late today. So he will be able to stay, hopefully, for the entire show. We'll see how that goes.
So where is he off to?
He'll tell you in a couple of minutes. I can't remember. But Ken, while we're here, you know, there's something that I see on your show all the time. And, you know, I think it's appropriate to have it here. Ken, tell me a joke.
Oh, you bet. How do you make a woman sound like a dolphin? Oh, wait, this is a family show. Never mind. And if you know that joke, well, you know I can't go any further. Okay.
No, it's just that
really
I love it.
I have a good one.
I love it when I see you and Chris on, particularly, and Chris sits there like I don't know, a meerkat sitting there turning and caught in the headlight.
Talking, and they say, you know what? We get our horses mixed up all the time. How are we going to tell them apart? And the one Australian farmer says, well, we can shave the mane off of one of the horses, and then we'll be able to
I think we're going. Oh,
we're going? All right, well, I'll put this joke on pause.
I think they put something on top of the iPad.
Did they? Oh, man. Oh, they did. They put it right on top.
Oh, no, here we go. We can see bluish. Is that the X-ray onto the iPad sensor?
Oh, this is kind of... I'm scared. Greg, hold me. It got all dark.
Yeah.
I guess we've emerged from the other end and everything is all right.
Skeleton of Ken.
Did you see my skeleton? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he did. He did.
That's funny.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Hey, Johnny, welcome back.
Okay, hang on. Here we go. Bomb scan.
Welcome back from the other side, and it's rather appropriate. Our second story is airport related, so what I might do, so we don't go too over time today, we'll quickly throw up.
Thank you. My bad.
We're going to throw up?
We're going to throw up our second story. So,
okay.
Airports scramble to handle drone incidents. Now, you guys have, I'm sure, all heard about the Heathrow and the Gatwick and everything else. He's still going through. So drones, the story reads, drones have become an increasing nuisance for airports worldwide in recent months, but there aren't any real good solutions for them available. So, you know, this is a story that's been published. The reality is, hypothetically, you can detect a drone. Then what do? Well, if they detected a drone, they're going to close the runway, which is exactly what they did at the moment anyway. So just the story is, what do you actually do? What should people do? And I'll get our co-host here right now.
Should,
Thank you.
Probably mute their iPad when they're going through the airport.
Oh, how did you go? I actually saw a skeleton of Ken when I went through. There he was.
That was my dog. That was my Henry here.
Well, there's a lot of skeletons in Ken's closet, but we'll get to that another time.
That's true.
It was very dark. Anyway, I'm sorry that took so long to get through security, but I think no one's surprised about that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so the news story we just hit on, airports scrambling to handle drone incidents, and they're all putting in detection technology. But what's it actually going to do? Because even if they do detect a drone, what are they going to do?
Well, at the moment there is currently no legislation to do anything, and that's the problem. That's why you can't actually weaponize against an aircraft, and that actually federal, it's an offence, and that's what we have. You can't shoot it down. You can't interfere with an aircraft. We've done this one before, but you can't even really put that technology in place in case it's misused at the moment. So unless the legislators get busy and change everything, nothing is going to happen on that front. Yeah. Hallelujah. I think they should have a long, hard think about it before they do. do anything in that area, because what they'll do is if they put the cart before the horse and start, pulling these aircraft out of the sky in various ways, what's going to happen when drones become for commercial use? Later, all this stuff, And
excuse me, can I think now would be an opportune time to play everyone's favorite game and tell them that they're talking to the world.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hang on, here we go. I got
Who you got?
Here's one here. Look at this one. Hello, what's your name?
I'm not your wife, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cheating.
Hey.
That's cheating.
She because she's watching me walk through an airport with an iPad on my head. I'm the complete stranger.
Uh-huh.
I can do that.
Actually,
Okay.
John, ask the question that we just
wanted to check it out.
Hello.
So we run a show called Oz by Drone, and we're drone pilots.
and you're live on YouTube.
We're actually live on YouTube, and actually what we're doing is we're talking about how they're going to stop drones from shutting down airports. So I mean, if it happened today, are you guys going a long way away? You got to, so I'm going to Bundaberg. But anyway, we're thinking, what do you think they should do? What should they do to stop drones stopping airplanes? Shoot them down, Falcon, grenade. What do you reckon? Huh?
Definitely shoot him down.
You don't
Shoot 'em
think
down.
definitely shoot them down? Okay, so we got 3 shoot downs here already.
We got 3 Americans here.
I'm looking at these guys saying, look, don't mess with them. Like they look pretty serious anyway.
Greg's accusing them
thanks,
of
guys.
being American.
They're loving it. Okay. Well,
Well, that was fun.
They're going to Melbourne, and they would just shoot down a drone. No problem at all. They wouldn't hesitate. No legislation needed. Give them a gun.
I'm glad John's not shy.
No, I know. That's one thing I'm not. I might not be married anymore, but I'm not shy.
Okay. Let's
Anyway,
move on. Let's move on briefly to our next story. Being drunk and being a droner at the same time. So you don't drink and drive, but what about drinking and flying? This is a story, and I've accidentally skipped one. We're going to 1.4. Sorry, my producer. We're going to 1.4. My bad. This is a story about a man who was climbing up a tree to go and find his drone that apparently he'd crashed up there. And unfortunately, he got stuck in the top of the tree. And he couldn't get down, and he needed emergency services to help get him down the tree. But John, tell me, what is the rule throttle to bottle for a drone pilot?
8 hours in our REOC, same as any aviation safety-related exercise. There's no...
Interesting one. What about in America, Ken? Is there any law about alcohol and drones?
Yeah, it's the same thing. 8 hours. Yep.
8 hours. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So let's go backwards one story now because we missed it. Going to 1.3, reporting illegal activity. Airshare, this company, it's a company in New Zealand, and it's how to dob in what's happening if you see a drone. So see something, say something. Well, instead of that, you see a drone and you click the button. This is a bit scary though, because with all of the paranoia about drones, and I'll just turn the volume down on John for a minute, with all of the paranoia about drones, what's going to happen is people are going to see a drone flying legally and they're going to go and press the I saw a drone button. And the next question is, just imagine flying legally in your neighborhood, people are going to start reporting this. Well, it's legal to fly. It's legal to breathe as well. Are we going to have an app that someone can click, I saw someone doing something legal, breathing in my front neighborhood? It's crazy.
Yeah, if you give someone a button to push, it will be pushed.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Put the button in front of them. That's what'll happen.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I know some people like the Kevin Finisterres of this world or other hackers will probably get there and have something that will send automated random reports of different locations and addresses to simulate this web app. But anyway, that'll be interesting to look at. And apologies for the noise in the background, guys. It is, as we said, live today. Let's move on to the next one very quickly. This is American related. And I'll just bring John down again. There we go. So the FAA, nothing new. We've seen a formal confirmation that the FAA confirmed that a drone is an aircraft and that if a drone is an aircraft, it is definitely illegal to shoot them down in America. But even more important than that, I've been talking obviously about drones and shootings recently, and I'm pressing the wrong button here. That's my bad.
And by the way, if anybody wants a T-shirt with the United States code about how it is illegal to shoot down a drone, it is considered an aircraft, and you will go to prison if you do that. They are available at my website.
That's wonderful.
HeronAerialPhotography.com. What are you laughing at? Are you laughing at my doggy?
Thank you for the shameless plug.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
But
I want one.
Yeah, look, we should
Greg
make
doesn't like it. Greg doesn't like it when the show goes off the rails. He has a very stringent list.
I don't today.
You may have heard him. No, I'm going to open up the curtain. You may have heard him just a moment ago. We went to 4.2 instead of 4.1. We got to go back to whatever. If he doesn't cross all the T's and dot all the I's, he loses his mind.
It's not because of that. I've got someone else who's over here pressing some buttons, and I want to try and keep it in order so that there's at least some semblance of order.
We'll leave Henry in control. We'll have Henry just start hitting some buttons. Go ahead, Henry. Just hit whatever the buttons there.
Press the buttons, Henry. Just to briefly try and get back on track. So in response to the FAA announcement, I called CASA and I spoke to their media advisor, and I asked him two questions. One, is a drone an aircraft in Australia under our laws? And CASA confirmed, yes, that a drone is an aircraft. So tick number one. Number two, I asked, does CASA agree that it is illegal in Australia to take actions that cause an aircraft, including a drone, to crash? And Peter Gibson from CASA media team told me there are various provisions in the legislation about endangering an aircraft. Penalties include jail terms. So that's the first time we've actually had someone formally state this from one of the organisations in Australia, and it's good to see that CASA is making a strong stance similar to our US colleagues. Now, those are maximum penalties, of course. You know, there are other things that people do against aircraft. We've all heard about the laser pointers being pointed at aircraft and so on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So those kind of things are illegal, and they're not always going to end in a jail term. They might end up in a fine, but the maximum penalty does include jail terms. John, thoughts? And he's muted.
Absolutely. Yeah, there needs to be quite strict penalties of that, because if you let it run and you let it go crazy, people will start firing all sorts of things into the air, and they will use whatever weapons they've got. You just can't unleash that kind of, if you like, permission of any kind. And if people, the big problem we've got at the moment is public perception. When a drone gets shot out of the sky, most people are going, yeah, I just talked to 3 random strangers in the airport that said, yeah, shoot it out of the sky. I mean, that's the big problem that we're dealing with there. And then yet when someone gets into an aeroplane, they don't particularly want to get shot. So, again, the distinction between the dangers of manned and unmanned aircraft, shooting it down, even, the military observed that the problems with shooting down an aircraft is where it's going to fall. And, there's all sorts of damage and problems. Lithium batteries, starting a fire, where's it going to go? Who's it going to hit? So there's just no real way of doing it. The only thing we saw, I think last week, was the net, and a way of netting an aircraft and taking it out of the sky and carrying it somewhere is really the only type of mitigation that you can do. But at the moment, that's still interfering with an aircraft. So, it doesn't change.
So at the moment, like, the good news is CAS has at least said, yes, shooting a drone out of the sky is bad. That's at least good progress. Beyond that, we've got these 2 stories that have been running at the moment. The first one out of Canberra, the commercial survey drone. That one we obviously want to hear back from them. And the other one was earlier in the year, the real estate drone. Someone is in custody on other charges. Whether or not CASA will lay charges aviation related, don't know. Time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out.
Yep, they've always got this get out of jail free card, because they say, if it's not safety related, then we're not going to get involved. Same with the ATSB or the NTSB. where they can't find an outcome that might improve safety, they won't investigate it. They'll at least keep the numbers on it, though. And one of the things that we even talk about, reporting bird strikes, any type of collision or accident or incident that you have should be reported so that the numbers go in, because that's only the thing that gives weight to future investigations.
Absolutely. Use common sense. And I'm going to have to go ahead and interject one more time. I want to apologize for Henry here. He's been sick. He can see by, and so he's stoned off his little doggy mind right now.
Oh, Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry.
Yeah. But and I know you have some other stuff planned, but since this is the birthday show, I think that I should ask you some questions about the show. Like, what inspired you to do the show? How was your very first show? My very first show was it was horrible.
You know what, Ken? I have some video of that later.
You do?
And I'm really annoyed that the audio is not working.
My audio isn't working?
No. The audio from that video clip that we're going to play later on.
I see. Okay. All right. I apologize. Now resume your normal programming.
Okay, here we go.
Look, I've only got a couple more bits left. Just really, really briefly. Speaking of counter UAS stuff, Skydome is a company that is producing solutions to detect drones. There's plenty of them, but just looking at the picture for story 1.7 to my producer so she can work out where we're up to. Pretty standard light show in the right over there, pretty American flag. You don't want other drones in the air, so Skydome is partnering with the people from the Great Lakes Drone Company as they're doing their drone tours and so forth at the AOPA fly-ins. So another detection company, but the question that John and I have been talking about all day today is, what do you do when it actually happens? Are you going to shoot it out of the air?
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
No,
so,
don't shoot it out of the air. Please don't.
Yeah. Okay, and I've got one last story which is in two parts kind of thing. So this was on your story, your show last night, Ken.
Yeah.
This is a story about the notorious drone modding gangsters giving away hacked applications that let drones fly over any airport. And they're offering this software to drone owners. They want to bypass the no-fly zone technology. Anyone can find these with a few clicks on Google and crack their drones. But just to have a look at the quality of the media organization where this story came from, the next photo is what appears below this story.
I see.
Yeah. So let's just say that the quality of the source in question, The Sun, is one which might be a little bit questionable. But if we go beyond that, No Limit Drones, the people who they're talking about, they have put out a press release about this, a media release. And they've actually said no. What Sun has actually said about us is totally incorrect in the next photo. This is the media release from No Limit Drones. Coming up just now. Right, so this is the media release from No Limit Drones, and they've basically said, no, that's not correct. Our software, while it will do some modification of the no-fly zone kind of stuff, they deliberately do not remove no-fly zones above airports. They don't want to do that because, you know, it's just absolute insanity. Yes, they are called the original gangsters and they all agree that only idiots would fly above an airport. But the reason why they actually did anything at all in this space is because they believe that if DJI did their due diligence and defined the no-fly zones correctly where it's actually a problem, that no one would even care or need to remove it in the first place. Now, I'll give an example for me. I've got a hospital that's reasonably close to me, and they've still got listed a heliport at that hospital when there's no heliport there. It was decommissioned more than 10 or 15 years ago, and it's now a multi-story car park. So that's the reason why these things exist. And I'll just put John's mic back up again. Are you there, Johnny?
Hey guys, how you going? I go ahead because I had a look at some heliports the other day, and we actually got into a helicopter site to see, and you could actually see active heliports from within the industry. The helicopter, so that's a better source. Looking for the sites.
News about No Limit drones removing no-fly zones. They do modify the no-fly zones, but only to get rid of the stupid ones that DJI have put in there. And I'm sure Ken's show, his news segment, will have a correction next week.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a sound effect of a bus running over Jeff. So I'm gonna throw him under the bus.
Yeah. Anyway. It's all good. So what we're going to do now, that's all the news we've got today. And as I mute Mr. Morrison again, there we go. It's time for our guest, Mr. Ken Heron. Yay!
Hey!
Kenny, thank you for being here. Now, I had something that I had something that I was planning. You know, you do some stuff whenever you've got Mr. B on your show, and I gave you a little taste of it, what it was going to be before.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the song, but I didn't finish it. But just imagine.
What is that noise?
What noise?
I'm hearing, it sounds like rattling around.
No one else can hear it. That's because you can hear John directly. So, John, if you want to mute your mic, that'll stop Ken from hearing whatever it is that you're doing. But anyway, this Kenny, you're fantastic. Kenny. There's much more that I had drafted up as lyrics, but I didn't get to finish it. Maybe we'll get the audience to go and submit some lyrics for that after the show today.
I have to say, Greg, that you put a lot of effort into this show, and you deserve a lot more viewers. How many do we have watching right now? It looks like 37, right? Do we have 37 thumbs up? Do the thumbs up match the number of viewers?
I don't know because I can't see that from here, but I'll get someone to tell me in chat if it matches or not.
And the answer is no. There's only 3 thumbs up. Oh my goodness!
Come on, guys!
Wow, now 4. You know, that's important, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel better, Greg, when you get more thumbs up?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Look, let me just say, right, I do this because I enjoy it. But having said that, growing the channel is something that everyone wants if they're doing YouTube. So for my birthday present today, right, for my birthday present, you don't have to do anything other than, number 1, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Number 2, after the show's over, put in a comment. Or number 3, if you really want to give me a super good birthday present, there's the All Videos playlist, which you can get my watch time up after the show so that I can get to 4,000 watch hours. But that's another story.
Oh, how close are you to being able to monetize your channel?
I was up to 3,300 watch hours in the last year when I had a look this morning. So if we got, 10 people to watch the entire playlist, we'd definitely crack the 4,000.
Okay. Well, maybe that'll happen. So when is your actual real birthday?
Let me go. Oh, by the way, there's a quick story for you. I had 2 episodes that had the same episode number. So even though this is 52, it's really 53, but I just couldn't be bothered renaming them. And okay. Are you asking about me, as in Greg, or the show?
Yes, Greg Kuhnert. When is your actual birthday? When did you enter this world?
November. I'm a Scorpio.
November what?
19.
November 19. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You heard it first.
69.
And my producer is just adding the final little piece of the jigsaw, the year, 69.
69, nice.
The summer of 69. Nice. Anyway.
My sister was born in 1969.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here's what I'm going to do now. We don't have the audio for this, but we do have a video of the first 7 episodes of Ken Heron, just the openings of them. Let's play it. We don't have the audio, so we can talk over the top of it. And the very first one, if you imagine Ken's got his thumping bass line happening at the beginning when he first comes in, and he kind of says, oh, that was a bit of an anticlimax, but then gets into it.
I remember this. Yeah, this was, we weren't using Wirecast at that point. We were using, what was it?
OBS?
OBS, yeah. Now, for those who don't know, OBS, that's mostly for gamers. It's not powerful enough to do the kind of things that I or Greg need it to do. Would you agree with that, Greg?
Yeah, look, Wirecast, I've had a love-hate relationship with it. There's been problems with it, but at the end of the day, I have a look at everything else that's out there, and I don't see how I could not use Wirecast and how I could use an alternative. The latest version has got some really, really cool stuff, and 500,000 library of 500,000 sounds, videos, and photos. So that makes it really good.
Are we using are you running the latest version right now?
I'm running the latest version right now.
Okay, and if I want audio, do not install latest version. Got it.
I was about to say the audio from the videos, I think, is unrelated to Wirecast. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's, I use this thing called Dante Via to do internal routing, geeky, techie stuff, but yeah.
Okay. So I thought you were about to blame your producer.
No, I can't do that. I would never do that.
You can't do that. That'd be bad. Your producer's awesome.
I tell you what I'm going to do next week when we come back next week, just because I think the audio in that clip was interesting to have a look back. I'm going to share it again next week. But Ken, I just want to say, right, as someone who's doing a weekly show, I am inspired every time I have a look at the stuff that you have, because I know the amount of work that goes in to put a show together. Mine is different to yours. There are some similarities, but it's just so much work. How do you actually do it?
It really is a lot of work. This is distracting. Can I see you again?
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
It really is a lot of work. And sometimes when I'm in the middle of preparing, and a lot of people don't know this, I go over every single video someone sends me. When you see it, I've polished it. I either have to change the music for copyright purposes or edit it for time. And so every single video you see, it's not just me slapping a video on there. I have to go in, and then the most time-consuming thing is getting guests together, as you well know.
Yeah.
And so
talent management. I mean, look how much time it took me to ask you to come. No, you're great.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of forgetful and flighty, so I appreciate the reminders. You have to remind me every 15 minutes or I'll forget or go to sleep or something. But yeah, man, you know, doing especially a weekly show, it's a commitment. I haven't missed one in 84 shows now, I think, and or 85. But how many shows have you done?
So this is 53, and I haven't missed one, with the exception of, I think, one day we had internet out or something like that. And even then, I went into my backyard and hold a phone up and say hello, and you know.
Yeah. I think people appreciate that. You know, this is to have meeting places like this for people in our community is important, and to make it, I try to make it as well as you do, interesting for those who might just accidentally hop on here who may not have an interest in drones or photography and just want to see a couple, you know, gray-haired dudes get goofy.
And I must say, you know, over the time period that I've been looking at your show, definitely improved the production end to end. And I must say, even more important than that, my wife's production skills over here to my left in doing the shot switching at the moment. I couldn't have better if I had a you know, someone from Channel 9 or 10 in Sydney or 7 or whatever. She's doing a great job.
You know, there's so many people that are involved in both of our streams, it wouldn't be possible. It's without you helping with all the Wirecast issues, and Jeff Sills with the news, and putting up with my computer issues and my late night Skyping calls. And you know
your
what?
bashing of controllers, that was absolutely priceless.
Yeah, that felt good. I think I'm going to buy another controller, just have it on standby in case I have another meltdown. But I also want to thank everyone who emails me ideas and stories. You know, there's people out in our community, regular viewers, that send me links to things that I wouldn't otherwise know about, and that's how I put the show together. It takes me 2 days to put the show together.
Yeah. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. I'm just putting John's mic up for a minute just because he's at the window at the airport terminal, and we probably want to get him to go and poke out a quick picture. There we go. There's a Jetstar jet in the background there.
You're going to have to tell the airline that they painted their logos on there backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to work. That's going to get me a good seat, isn't it? I'm going to have to get it. I'm about to jump on this thing now. So, and it's been great to be part of the birthday show. And what a better guest could we have, Greg, than having Ken here?
Yeah.
As, you're one of your. No, it's really good, man. We're a community, and you know, I know that people forgive us. We had a few good drone topics today, but most of it was celebration and having a bit of fun.
Just chilling.
Just chilling. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We've got some big stuff coming up in the coming weeks. Some reports from Avalon Air Show, some new technology, some regulatory changes, all sorts of stuff that I'm really keen to talk about. So stay tuned. And I'm going to sign off and leave you guys to do it. I'm going to get airborne. What can I say? I'm off.
All right. Well, happy, safe travels.
All right, man.
Okay.
Thanks,
see you, Johnny.
Happy birthday, everybody. See ya.
Okay. So thanks for John,
Greg.
as always. Yeah.
Don Coulter asked me if I played Pigeon Jerky on the first of my shows, and I don't remember, honestly, when I started doing that.
It wasn't on the first one. I know that much. I can't remember when.
Think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, before we do anything else, today is totally informal. So here's what's going to happen next. We don't have Explore Australia today or FPV Corner. Greg Hilton, who normally puts those segments together, he's had a friend of his have an accident, and he's been kind of a little bit out of commission. So hope your friend recovers in the near future, Greg, and look forward to seeing some of that material again. But for today, where would we be? Where would we be without the one most important thing that we need to do today?
What is that?
Oh, yes! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes! It's time to play Stump the Yank.
Yeah. All right.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, where would we be without Stump the Yank?
All right, stump me.
Okay, now I'm looking at my screen, and for some reason I don't see the audio mixer thing for this, but I hope we can still hear you, Ken.
Okay.
Let me get that off the screen because I was busy trying to do the audio fade down at the same time. Let's kill the music, it's gone. So Stump the Yank. This is something that we have, and by the way, I'll just say it again. Stumping Yanks is nothing to do with Yankees. It's got nothing at all to do with that. It's just in Australia, we've got a slang term for everything, and Yank happens to be what we call every American. It actually, I think it came from an Australian midday show compare, and there was this guy, Don Lane, and everyone used to call him the Lanky Yank, and it just came from that. But anyway.
Okay. All right, stump me.
Okay. What is the meaning of Australia? Northland, Eastland, Westland, Southland?
What is the meaning of Australia? Southland, Northland?
Eastland or Westland?
Huh. So there's a meaning to it?
Uh-huh. So I've actually got a quiz today. Here's the deal.
Australia?
Here's the deal, Ken. You've got to remember, you keep saying you're going to travel to Australia one day, and you actually have to pass the quiz. So I've got 10 really quick questions. You don't need to think about these for long.
Okay.
And if you're going to get into our country, you've got to get a passing mark. So the meaning of Australia.
Well, I think it was a Latin term from the 2nd century. It means an unknown southern land.
Okay, we'll give that one to you. Which animal carries its babies in a pouch? A lion, tiger, a kangaroo, or a zebra?
Oh, a kangaroo.
Okay, easy. That's 2. Are we going to get 10 out of 10? Which animal lays eggs? A platypus, a wolf, a jackal, or a dog?
A platypus.
Okay. When is Australia Day? 1st of May, 26th of January.
Is Australia Day.
1st of May, 26th of January, 15th of August, or 26th of September?
January 26th.
Well done.
Which
Which of the following is not a state? Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, or Northern Territory?
Say again?
Which of the following is not a state of Australia? Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, or Northern Territory?
West Australia.
There's a hint. Anything that says territory in it in Australia is not a state. A territory is, yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay. A cricketing question. I don't know if you like cricket at all. Which Australian captain declared the innings in a test when his individual score reached 334, equaling that of Don Bradman? Was it Ian Chappell, Mark Taylor, Alan Border, or Kim Hughes?
What's cricket?
Do you know who those 4 people are?
Oh, yeah. They're all players of cricket.
Okay. So pick one. Ian Chappell, Mark Taylor, Alan Border, or Kim Hughes?
Alan Border.
And if you picked Alan Border, incorrect. That would be Mark Taylor.
Well, the answer is always C, isn't it?
Sometimes. I've got 3 questions left. We're going to get to 10 questions and see if you actually would get through the border. What is Don Bradman's test batting average? Was it 52, 29?
What is it?
Don Bradman's test batting average. Was it 52?
What is Don Bradman's test batting average?
52, 29, 99.94, 100.
52.
Correct answer is 99.94. What is a dingo? Is it a flower, a tree, a bird, or a wild dog?
What is a dingo?
I think even you can get that one.
Well, I would have gotten that last one, but my phone didn't really hear me that well. I've been, and that's why I've been repeating the question because I've been cheating.
Of course you have. So I know that you know that that one's a wild dog. So the next question I'll ask you to answer without repeating the question.
Okay.
Which is Australia's tallest bird? Is it an ostrich, emu, parrot, or a dove?
Australia's tallest bird. I'm going to go with an emu.
You are correct. And last one. Last one. I'm not even going to ask. For cheating, you would get turned around at the border.
Oh, man. Man. All right, I want to know the last one.
The last one you're not going to get.
All right.
When was Paul Keating Prime Minister of Australia? Was it 83 to 91, 91 to 90? Sure. See, that's
the way you have to do it. You have to go, like you're repeating it to yourself. You have to go, when was Paul?
Okay, you fail. Look, it was fun doing that. I just had a quick quiz that I found this morning, and I thought we'll have a bit of fun with that. I've got one more section of the show today, and we've got 8 minutes left. I've got a 3-minute video. Now, again, we don't have audio, and I'll apologize for that. So this is Mailbag, and we had this one sent in from one of our viewers. This was sent in by Todd Fox. So let's play the clip.
All right.
And we'll get Ken to maybe even do some singing in the background.
Oh, no.
So this video from Todd, he says, I've been traveling with my wife during the month of February in New Zealand and Australia. What a beautiful country you live in. This particular video was an interesting place that we stopped at called the Blue Lake, located in Mount Gambier in southern Australia. There was also a lookout tower, but I didn't find much information on that other than that it's been there since 1904. I thought you might enjoy. Keep up the good work. The Blue Lake, the actual visual of that one, looking at the lake, some beautiful, beautiful photography. And yeah, thank you to Todd Fox for sending that in.
That's really cool. Look at that. Look at that thing.
Just a comment to everyone, all of the material that we use in the show, even the news stories, we put links to where it's sourced from in the description for the video. So I encourage you to go and check that out. And if you want to hear Todd Fox's video with audio, go and click the link and tell him that we sent you over there.
Well, Greg, it's been a distinct pleasure hanging out with you on your birthday program here.
Mate, it's been fun having you. And the only thing that's left is, since we've got you, we have the wonderful pleasure of asking our audience if they've got questions for Ken. Now, you could stump the Yank some more.
It doesn't take much to stump. But I have a question. I have a question for you while those questions roll in. Can we switch back to the studio shot?
We can switch back to the studio shot.
All right. Oh, see how good the producer is? I think it's probably time that your producer hops on camera and takes a bow because she's been doing such a great job. Let's have her step in front of the camera real quick.
Hang on, she's switching the shot.
Yeah, switch back to the studio shot so that everybody can. There we go. Wow,
that's my producer.
You have a giant producer. But go ahead. Let's see her. Come on, I dare you.
She has no.
Next week.
Ken, you've got to understand that you hear about newsreaders wearing their boxers under the desk. I've got a better view than that. That's all I'm going to say.
Somebody's wearing a Snuggie. All right.
We'll have her come in. How was Ken cheating on the questions? He was cheating because he was reading out the question to his phone. That was a question from iSpike. Keith G says, Ken, how many drones have you crashed? Not a nice question to ask, but...
No, it's a good question. I've crashed probably 8 toy drones intentionally. I've crashed 3 drones. My Phantom 3 Pro, my Phantom 4 Pro, and the Inspire too.
So you're going up in size?
No. All I'll say is thank goodness for DJI Care. And remember, no risk, no reward. If you don't take a chance, then you're not going to get a good shot.
Yeah. And look, while, you know, I see some people in different places rubbishing people who might have a crash, at the end of the day, people have car accidents. You don't necessarily then ban them for driving for life or take their car away. Just want to say, yes, stuff happens, but people learn from it and they become better pilots as a result. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely, and I'll go one step further. It's important to have a good spotter.
Yes.
Not that I'm blaming my crashes on my spotter, which I am. But I'll also say that, and this is from For Realsy's advice, don't always depend on intelligent flight modes. In fact, I never fly intelligent flight modes when I'm doing professional stuff or YouTube stuff. I always fly things manually. So every shot that you see on my channel is always manual. And if you can do orbits and things like that, if you do manual shots, you will become a better pilot just by virtue of having practiced it.
Yeah.
So don't depend on the automatic stuff too much.
A good comment, that epic shot doesn't happen alone. You got to work for it. A comment from Night Train FPV. 400 AGL says, when did you crash the Inspire 2? I thought that one was pretty public. You should know that.
I didn't talk about it a lot because I was very upset.
Yeah.
But if you remember my corn harvest video, at the very end of that day, the last 30 seconds of shooting, it landed in a tree. And I blame my spotter entirely.
Mm. Okay.
No.
Is that your real hair color, Ken?
No, and I'm glad somebody finally asked. My hair, if I didn't put these gray highlights in, my hair would be jet black. You know, I try to, you know, I'm 52. So to have deep, dark jet black hair at my age, it really just, it irritates others that have gray hair. So I try to match everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, look, I think we've
No,
got...
that's my real hair color. Somebody's out there, really? No, it's... Yeah, I started going gray when I was not even 30 yet.
Okay.
Yep.
My producer said something that I don't know if I should relay the message because I'll get in trouble later.
What is it?
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah. What is it?
My daughter has grey hairs.
What? How old is she?
In amongst 16, in amongst her big black mop of hair, she's got little grey things all throughout it, sprinkled throughout her hair.
You are causing undue stress to your teenage daughter for some reason, clearly. I think you should reward her by letting her drive the car by herself anytime she wants.
You know, she used to be the producer of the show, and she hasn't been doing it because she started going out into the workforce at 16. Great, admirable kind of thing to do. Today's the first time she's home. But I know she's not watching because otherwise she'd be screaming right now. Busted!
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of gray hair on a lady.
Yeah. Okay, we've had a great time today for our birthday show. Apologies about the audio. I'll throw in... look, I could, instead of throwing in the clip, go back and have a look at the first half a dozen videos from Ken's channel of his Thursday Night Live and just go and have a look. And it's great what he's done there. And certainly have a look at some of our earlier videos as well. As I said before, I want to get my watch time up. So there's an all videos playlist. I'd love you to go and explore that one.
And none of my success in live streaming would be possible without Greg Kuhnert. So.
By the way, thank you. And I just want to say, Ken, it's all your fault. Well, actually, it's my wife's fault. She's the one who bought me a Troy drone, which then got me interested in the stuff, which then got me watching YouTube videos, and then I came across yours, and then I thought that live stream stuff looks like a whole heap of fun. So then it's your fault that I'm live streaming.
You know, that's actually the same route I took when my girlfriend bought me a toy drone so many years ago, and then I just wanted better and better drones. And anyway, so the girlfriend's gone, but the drones remain.
I'm not getting rid of this one. Trust me.
No, you went the better route, certainly.
Yeah.
You got to keep them both.
Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. As we disappear today, let's just quickly put up those photos of our new logo and the merchandise that will come in the very near future. One more time.
The new logo is awesome, by the way. Good job on that.
Yeah. So there's the logo, and just for anyone who didn't see it at the beginning, the next shot, we're going to have some caps. There's a front view of the cap, or at least a mock-up. And then we've got the T-shirt. And where would you be without the mug? And we've got 3 mugs in the show at the moment, the 2 on the screen and the 1 in the rendezvous. Yeah,
you know, if you check my analytics on YouTube, I don't have enough female viewers. So I have my crew right now is working on some very female-specific merchandise. I'm going to have Heron aerial speculums available. Thanks and good night. And if you don't know what that is, don't Google it. Okay. Bye, everybody.
As we go out today, I was going to say we've got a new outro theme, and I just want to say it's going to be 5 minutes left to chat up on the screen. The outro theme came from an Australian DJ, well, not really a DJ, chat show guy, and he was a real great inspiration to me in the entertainment industry, listening back to him, listening to some of his stuff. His name was Stan Zemanek, and he's passed away, unfortunately, due to cancer. He was a great entertainer. But I just wanted to, I'm looking at changing to this theme in honor and memory of him, and also because I like the tune. So anyway, that's all for today. See you next time. Thanks for being our guest today, Ken, and filling in the last few minutes after John took off, literally.
It was fun riding through the X-ray.
Okay. See you guys. Thanks for watching. Please do thumbs up, comment, and watch some more videos. See you next time. Bye-bye.